Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. Deontay Wilder has decided to retain Mark Breland as part of Team Wilder. There had been a lot of talk that Breland would end up being fired by Deontay Wilder after throwing in the towel on February the 22nd against Tyson Fury, something Wilder reacted to badly, saying that Breland shouldn't have done it as he wanted to go out on his shield, but at that point in the fight, from many observers' standpoint, Wilder was done, although he disputes that and thinks he could have got the job done because of his tremendous power, as he puts it. So his statement that he's issued: "I'm a warrior. I feel the same way on fight night. If I have to go out, I want to go out on my shield, but I understand that my corner and my team has my best interest at heart. Mark Breland is still part of Team Wilder. Hashtag Wilder Fury 2. And with this statement, and also Deontay Wilder coming out publicly with a video message, it's part of a strategy to start putting a line under this fight with Tyson Fury to move on. Because with recent comments from Deontay Wilder after the fight, and also the talk of Mark Breland, was his employment going to be kept, or was he going to be fired? And because Wilder initially said he was looking to have his holiday in Africa in March and he'd deal with things like the Breland situation on his return. But clearly there's been a change of strategy, a change of tack, and it's a good one, because drawing a line under some of these issues means that they don't fester. You can actually move on from them. And with Wilder coming out saying he will rise again, that he's going to get his titles back, and Breland's part of the team, etc., he is presenting more of a united front, a future-focused front, and he can look towards the third fight, which we don't know when it's going to be. It's contracted to be by July, but Bob Arum in recent days has spoken about moving it to later in the year, maybe September or October. And Deontay Wilder is going to need all of that time to prepare for Tyson Fury. He needs to first get well, whatever ailments he's got. If there is a leg injury, if there is other bits and pieces, bumps, bruises, aches, sprains, whatever that he's picked up during the fight, that he had going into the fight, things that he had in training camp, he needs to try and get himself right and then get back to the drawing board. The X's and O's for the game plan. How are they going to defeat Tyson Fury? Because it's clear that just sitting back with a big right hand isn't going to get the job done. They need to go out and think hard about what they're going to do. For the rematch, JG's, his head trainer, said, look, we're just going to do things better than the first fight, not going to do anything different. Didn't work, so they've got to do something now to change things up. Does that mean they bring in extra help, other people to assist in terms of the training, the strategy? But there has been comments by the likes of Ronnie Shields, for example, saying that he believes there's too many people in the Wilder camp, that there's too many chiefs, and that a lot of what's happening in the Wilder camp is not necessarily translating to the in-ring performance. He made some comments on the Boxing Voice saying they practice all manner of things that he's seen personally, but he hasn't seen them into a fight. And clearly that's not an optimal situation if you're practicing all manner of things, but you're not actually going to use it in the fight or don't intend to. And the reliance on the right hand, it's always been a big part of Deontay Wilder's game, but it's worked for the most part. But when you take that trick, that one-hitter quitter away, as Tyson Fury did to a large extent, Deontay Wilder's got to fall back on something else. He's a very athletic fighter, fast on his feet, but he's got to use maybe a few more punches, use the jab more, but he's got to come up with some sort of strategy to put Tyson Fury off his game. And what is that going to be? It's the big question now. But he has given Fury a lot of ammunition on the mental side of the game for Fury to use in the rematch. You know, the whole thing about the costume, etc., being too heavy, weakening his legs and all that. I mean, that's a goldmine for Tyson Fury to exploit. But yeah, it is a good move that he's kept Breland on. Many of us have thought that Breland made the right call. It was probably overdue at that point. The fight maybe had gone on for too long, but it was a good stoppage. And Wilder can thank Breland in terms of his health and well-being, because if he continued to sustain damage and punishment, maybe he wouldn't be ready or capable of having a third fight. And I know he's got some trust issues now with Breland because of this whole situation. but hopefully they can mend a few fences and they can get back together and all come up with a plan to try dethrone Tyson Fury. Deontay Wilder says he is a king and that the king will return. Currently, he does not have a throne, so he needs to do all he can to try and get that back, whatever that is going to be. I'll be watching, and I'm sure you will be too. What do you make of it all? Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.